Welcome back to PowerVerse Explained. Today we are undertaking the ultimate challenge, pitting the wielder of the Omnitrix against the strongest sorcerer in existence. To understand if Ben 10 can beat Gojo Satoru, we must first analyze the sheer scale of the Omnitrix. Ben 10 isn't just a hero, he is a walking database of over 1 million distinct alien species, each with unique biological and cosmic abilities. When we talk about defeating Gojo, a man who is protected by the infinity barrier, we need aliens that bypass physical durability. Which aliens can actually take down Gojo? Alien X, the reality warper. This is the obvious choice, but let's explain why. Gojo's infinity creates a mathematical space between him and his opponent. Alien X doesn't care about distance or space, he controls reality itself. If Alien X wills it, infinity ceases to exist. He is the ultimate counter to Gojo's defensive technique. Feedback. Gojo relies on cursed energy. Feedback is the ultimate energy manipulator. If Ben can identify Gojo's cursed energy as a form of cosmic energy, feedback can absorb the very source of Gojo's power, leaving the sorcerer powerless in an instant. Clockwork. Time manipulation is a nightmare for any opponent. If Ben turns into clockwork, he can freeze time. Infinity is a passive ability, but it requires the user to exist in a timeline. By locking Gojo in a time loop or rewinding his age, Ben bypasses the barrier entirely. Ghost Freak. Gojo's infinity protects him from physical attacks, but does it protect his soul or spirit? Ghost Freak can become intangible and possess his enemies. If Ben can slip past the barrier and possess Gojo, the fight ends immediately without a single punch being thrown. Ben Tennyson's strength isn't just his aliens, it's his creativity. He has faced gods, reality warpers, and universal threats. The Omnitrix isn't just a weapon, it is an adaptability engine that learns. Gojo might be the honored one in his world, but Ben 10 has saved the multiverse more times than we can count. Now that we understand the arsenal at Ben Tennyson's disposal, it is time to turn our gaze to the man who claims, "Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one." Gojo Satoru is not just a sorcerer, he is the pinnacle of biological and cursed energy evolution. To face a reality warper like the beings in the Ben 10 universe, Gojo doesn't rely on brute force, he relies on the fundamental manipulation of the laws of the universe. The Limitless technique, the science of infinity. At the heart of Gojo's arsenal is the Limitless. Many think it's just a shield, but it is actually the control of space at the atomic level. Gojo brings the concept of infinity into reality. When an object tries to touch him, it has to cover an infinite distance, which is mathematically impossible. This is why Gojo is practically untouchable. In a crossover battle, this forces Ben 10 to stop thinking in terms of physical attacks and start thinking in terms of abstract, conceptual, or reality-breaking attacks. The Six Eyes, perception beyond reality. Gojo's second pillar is the Six Eyes. This allows him to see cursed energy in immense detail. He perceives the world in terms of flow, mass, and speed at an atomic scale. If Ben Tennyson shifts into an alien form, Gojo's Six Eyes would analyze the energy signature of the Omnitrix in milliseconds. He would know exactly what Ben is about to do before the transformation is even complete. This level of tactical intelligence is what keeps him alive against overwhelming odds. The Unlimited Void, the Brain Breaker. Finally, we have his domain expansion, Unlimited Void. This is where Gojo shifts the fight from a physical arena to a psychological nightmare. By opening his domain, he forces his opponent to see and feel everything. The brain receives an infinite amount of information at once, effectively locking the opponent in a state where they are seeing everything and feeling everything, yet unable to do anything. For most characters, this is an instant win condition. Why Gojo is a global threat? Gojo is dangerous because he is a perfect defender and a perfect attacker simultaneously. His ability to recover his own cursed energy using the reverse curse technique means he effectively has near infinite stamina. He doesn't get tired, he doesn't make mistakes, and he views combat as a simple equation to be solved. If he faces Ben 10, he won't panic. He will observe, calculate, and then strike with absolute precision. The question remains, can Ben's transformations keep up with a man who perceives time and space as tools to be manipulated? Gojo isn't just fighting with his hands. He is fighting with the laws of existence itself. We've analyzed the versatility of the Omnitrix and the untouchable perfection of the Limitless. Now the moment of truth. What happens when these two titans clash in the PowerVerse? The scenario, physicality versus conceptuality. If Ben 10 initiates the fight with his standard aliens, like four arms or Humongousaur, Gojo simply stands still. Infinity handles everything. Ben would quickly realize that physical strength is useless here. This is the turning point. A battle against Gojo isn't a fight, it's an intelligence test. Ben has faced smart villains before, but Gojo's combat speed and analytical mind are on a different level. The counterplay, when adaptability meets infinity, Ben's greatest weapon is the Omnitrix's failsafe. If Gojo's unlimited void hits, does the Omnitrix protect Ben? The device is designed to save Ben's life. If the brain overload threatens to kill him, the Omnitrix could automatically transform Ben into an alien that doesn't rely on a human brain or has higher processing power, like brainstorm or gray matter, to neutralize the information overload. The climax, Alien X versus Gojo's domain. The real fight starts when Ben goes Alien X. Here, the laws of physics change. Gojo's infinity is based on the logic of space. Alien X is the master of reality. If Alien X creates a vacuum where Gojo's cursed energy cannot exist, infinity fails. However, Gojo isn't a sitting duck. His 6 eyes would allow him to see the massive shift in cosmic energy as Ben transforms. He would likely use his maximum output, hollow purple, the moment he senses a shift in reality. But here is the hard truth. Hollow purple destroys matter, but Alien X creates and reshapes it. The final verdict. If we look at pure combat, Gojo Satoru is the most skilled fighter. But in the PowerVerse tier list, Alien X belongs to a class of entities that transcend sorcery. Gojo protects his space. Alien X dictates the rules of space itself. Ben 10 wins, not because he is a better fighter, but because he has access to universal scale powers that Gojo's Jujutsu cannot counter. Gojo is the king of his verse, but Alien X is a god among concepts. So, what's the final word? Gojo pushes Ben to his absolute limits, forcing him to skip the warm-up and go straight to his god-tier aliens. It's a battle of the ages, but the Omnitrix's reach into the multiverse secures the victory. Do you agree with the PowerVerse analysis? Or does Gojo have a trick up his sleeve that we missed? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for your daily dose of power scaling